Okay, this video is going to be criticizing the style, not the substance, and also the substance, and giving an opinion of Laura Loomer calling Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, two female Muslim American candidates, jihadists. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to say a couple of things. I don't like people identifying themselves as hyphenated Americans. I don't. I find it annoying. It's unnecessary data, but then again, I find it annoying for somebody saying that they're a gay libertarian. I don't care about that, either of them. Just state your opinion and let's move on. I don't want someone calling themselves a Muslim American or any more than a Christian American. I'm a little more annoyed by the second one because you're in America and a lot of them object to, I don't want to hear a hyphenated name, okay? But I don't, hi there, I'm an atheist American. Who gives a shit if I'm an atheist? These are dumb things. And they're usually used by someone else to say, well, you're an atheist American. Oh, okay, now you're hyphenating me. Okay, we have different standards for reality here going on here. But anyway, Laura Loomer went after two U.S. candidates because they're Muslims. That's the simplest way to do this. And because a lot of people watching even this channel might agree with doing that. Well, they're all secret jihadists. Okay, well then every single Christian could secretly, because obviously they could secretly be, you wouldn't know otherwise, be radicalized Christian fundamentalists that don't give a damn about your right to be alive because you don't join their religion. There's actually no difference between the two groups. Except that Christian fundamentalists don't seem to be murdering people by ramming planes into buildings. So I do have an actual problem with Islamic fundamentalist psychos. Okay, there's a reasoning behind it. But I have more trouble, historically, in my lifespan, with religious fundamentalists, puritanicals, not botanicals. But the trouble recently is cultural Marxist puritanicals that say that I'm not allowed to be me. Ideological warfare, idiot warfare, bugs the hell out of me. And Laura Loomer is practicing it. She's assuming that Jihad Watch, having these two up there, might actually mean something. I'm just going to shift this a little bit. She did it to get something exciting to do, I think. I'm really starting to wonder about Laura Loomer. I want her to cover news stories. Okay, seriously. Next. Both of the U.S. candidates for whatever are accused of being associated with terror organizations in some way and being jihadists. Okay, so let's get to where this comes from. I don't know. No citations are given. So when I looked up jihadist and then the name, the only place that came up was Jihad Watch. I looked up two of them, two different ones. One of them merely pointed out as being against Israel's policies as a country. I'm against Israel policy based on them being a religion-based government. I find it offensive if that's how they do things. The United States government, I'm against it being a religious-based government when you have someone who isn't just an apologist, but he's an actual apocalyptic believer in the end times talking while being a politician. I have a major issue with that. And I have all the power in the world because I have one damn vote. See, this is the thing. I get to vote. So does Laura. Laura gets to show up and make everybody look like an idiot. Okay, but let's talk about Jihad Watch. The two individuals have the following histories that they brought up. This is what they brought up. One of them did everything but go full birther by saying that someone's marriage and divorce were somehow invalid. All of you who did not lie when you got a divorce to get the damn thing done because of the stupid requirements in your state, I'm not bringing up the state of Oregon, every one of you that never lied on any of the paperwork cooperatively with your soon-to-be ex so you can get this shit done and move on with your lives. I want you to post below you didn't lie. on any paperwork that said under penalty of perjury. Okay, that was what they brought up about one of them. That proves she's a jihadist. She said she didn't have contact with her soon-to-be ex-husband. Okay. In the state of Oregon, I had to promise that I had contact and had an amicable divorce by having contact with my ex-wife. I hadn't. Okay, I'm in deep trouble now, right? No. I said what would get the marriage dissolved as fast as possible, and it still took forever. Because she wanted to milk it for something. But that's my accusation, who cares? The other one that was accused of being a jihadist was for the same reason the other one was, that I didn't mention entirely here, not supporting Israel as a country, doing things, specific things, and wanting to boycott money going to Israel when they do something they refer to as defending themselves and other people see as them just attacking a group of people. Not everybody that they're shooting at is what you and I would call a terrorist, because not all of them are. And Israel gets real criticism for this, and it's not, we have to see both sides. That's not how the real world works. Has Israel done any barrel bombings recently? Look up barrel bombings and see which country is most notorious for it. But let's get back to it. The specific criticisms they gave were when, not if, human rights violations happen when you're in a war, they should be recognized. That's a moderate way of looking at it. The most extreme way is you could say that they were anti-Israel as a country. Now, I am stuck with a problem. I am in favor of just as retribution against every anti-Semite that pokes into my channel and posts some shit. Jews did everything, including your mom, apparently. I'm very much in favor of Jewish people being able to have their own country just to spite all the anti-Semites that are really there. However, the country of Israel is a country, and I don't allow in any universe, because I'm the way I am, for a country to be run by a religion, and it does appear to act that way. Some countries just pay lip service to it. Some are literally run by religions. Look up the complicated thing in Saudi Arabia. Oh God. And look up changes that have happened recently. Oh God. The United States is based on secularism. Don't like it? Get out of my country. And again, I object to someone saying, I'm a Christian Democrat or whatever, Christian American, or I hate these prefacings. I object to it. And this affects what? Well, someone getting mad that someone points out that they're a Muslim. Why does she have to point out she's a Muslim American? Why do you have to point out you're a Christian American? I don't do that. Here's your Twitter profile. You posted it all over the place. That's different. Yeah. Go to hell. I have an objection to people hyphenating stuff too, unnecessarily. But the reason for emphasis added on this is that they literally are the first two Muslims that have been elected to positions of power in this country. My rule is you have to be an American Muslim, because you will be Americanized. I don't want people running our country that are trying to destroy it because they have some secret agenda. That includes Baptist ministers getting elected sometimes, because some Baptists are psychos, just like some atheists are horrifying psychos. I mean, really, we really don't have any room here if you're an atheist. No, just psychos are bad in general. Can't we just agree not to elect idiots and crazy people? I guess that's too much work. But having Laura Loomer accuse people of being jihadists when they just simply are not. And the best thing Jihad Watch could come up with is they don't support Israel on certain subjects and would like them defunded to force them to stop doing certain things. Okay, and then all of you out there who want to ban and boycott Starbucks every year, that they don't literally put in a nativity scene at every freaking location. Do you understand that these are politicians that are saying something that they believe in? And one of them even took it back and said, no, these boycotts aren't going to do anything any good, and we have to find a completely different solution. Their main goal is they'd like all the violence to end in the Middle East. How do you have a problem with that idea? They want Israel to stop. That's the problem. And I have mixed feelings about this. Again, like I said, every bigoted anti-Semite jerk that shows up with their bizarro universe view of things, blaming everything on a bunch of people, mostly in Israel these days, it makes me want to make sure there's a Jewish state, not because I like Jewish states or governments run by religions, but just to spite them. And it makes me understand why Israel needs to exist. I'm sorry, it still does. Until all the anti-Semites just go away, or at least just criticize the government of Israel and stop acting anti-Jewish in general, this is going to have to stay there. This is the scapegoat country. There are people out there who literally blame Israel and Mossad for them being missing a slipper at their home. No, I'm not making that up. The crazy must be brought down a bit. And then you get Laura Loomer showing up and Jihad Watch. The best that they can do is basically heckle somebody. The only reason I'm posting this is an actual example of what I call politicized, well, let's just call it Islamophobia. It's not phobia. It's hatred of a group of people based on them being a particular religion, and you justify it by saying they're all secretly this, that, or the other thing. Barack Obama was not a secret Muslim. Get over it. No, he didn't fake a birth certificate. Get over it. Yes, I can do the same analysis the other guy did. The other guy did a bad analysis of a PDF file because he's incompetent. And yes, I will say that in court. That other guy I'm just not naming so that we have some possibility of me not ending up in a damn court case. The point I'm making here is, this is not a spurious allegation. It's not a baseless allegation. It's literally a goddamn dog whistle and an insult, and it was stupidly done. Why would you claim there's jihadists without any proof? Even Jihad Watch can't put up any goddamn facts to point it out. They just say that they're not in favor of Israel's policies. Lots of people aren't. And a lot of it is a real good criticism. Sorry. But again, I do support Israel existing, mostly because of the people who want them to go away don't bring up real rational arguments. They just hate people who are Jewish. But I don't support Israel just because they're Jewish either. And I don't support them not to look like an anti-Semite. I support it because I hate the anti-Semites. But no, Israel's a country, and some of the things they've done as a country have been horrible. Just like the United States has, and every other country has almost. It's not exactly equal, obviously. But I don't see them being jihadists. The jihadist says that they want to kill people and ruin your way of life so that theirs will overthrow it. There's no indication of that. Laura Loomer owes both of them a public apology. And Jihad Watch should take down the references entirely. And accusing someone of BSing on their freaking divorce papers, I mean, come on, that's just BS. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.